Hi, I am Syed on Maths Online. Today's topic is numerical integration. So here if you want to evaluate the definite integral I is equals to a to b y times of dx. So we need to evaluate this integral between these values a and b. So the interval is given. So the interval is a and b. That's the interval you have. Between this interval we need to evaluate this integral, but without actually integrating it, just using the numerical methods we need to evaluate this integral. Now what does this interval represent? A and b. So suppose if I am taking the value of a to be equals to say x naught. So the first value of x is x naught is a. Similarly you can write down the value of x1. So what will be x1? x1 will be equals to x naught plus h, where h represents the step size. Similarly x2 will be equals to, we can write x naught plus, so 1h is there, we will be getting 2h. Similarly x3 will be equals to x naught plus 3 times of h, and so on. You can write xn to be equals to x naught plus n times of h, and this final value you can take that as b. So we are taking the values of x between a and b, with the initial value of x to be x naught and the final value of x to be xn. And these values of x are placed at equal intervals with step size h, where the value of h will be nothing but b minus of a. That means the final value minus the initial value divided by the number of values of x that you are taking, divided by n. So where n represents the number of values of x that you are taking. So this is how you can find out the value of h. So once you know the value of x, so the corresponding value of y can be evaluated by using the function y is equals to f of x. So for x naught, the corresponding value of y. So for x naught, the corresponding value of y will be y naught. For x1, the corresponding value of y will be y1, or x naught can be written as, if you are using x as x naught here, f of x naught. Corresponding value of y1 will be how much? F of x1. And similarly corresponding value for x2 will be y2, which is f of x2. Corresponding value of x3 will be y3, so f of x3, and so on. Corresponding value of xn will be yn, which is f of xn. So you got the values of x and you got the value of y. So suppose if you write down in the form of a table over here x values and y values. So what are your values of x? X naught, initial value of x naught is what? A. Then you have x1 value, you have x2 value, you have x3 value, and so on, xn value. Corresponding values of xn value over here is, the final value of xn is b. Then y values are y0, y1, y2, y3, and so on, yn. So this is how you can prepare the table. Now to evaluate this particular integral, we are going to use the formulas. So the first formula that I am going to write down is the Simpson's 1/3 rule. Simpson's 1/3 rule. So because I want to evaluate this I value over here, so I am writing I to be equals to, so the formula will be h by 3 times of, it is y0 plus yn plus 4 times of, it is y1 plus y3 plus so on, plus yn minus of 1 plus, it is 2 times of y2 plus y4 plus so on, plus yn minus of 2. So this formula is called as Simpson's 1/3 rule. So if you try to see the way these values are written over here, h by 3 is because it is 1/3, so 1 by 3 times of h value, so that's the name 1/3. Then y0 plus yn, so initial value of y and final value of y is written, y0 plus yn, plus it is 4 times of y1, y3 and so on. If you try to see the subscript values here, the subscripts are odd numbers. I'm not talking about the value of y1, y3, but I'm just talking about the subscript here. Can you see the subscript is 1, 3, 5, 7, so on. The subscript will be odd. Now corresponding values, if you try to see here, 2 times of, here subscript values of y here, it is 2, 4, 6, so on. So even subscript values you are going to take, and here the odd subscript values 1, 3, 5, 7 and so on. So just a technique to remember the formula. And similarly, if you try to see the coefficient here, y0 plus y1, how many times it is occurring? 1 times of y0 plus y4. This is y1, y3. This odd subscript values 4 times of this particular value. Here it is this even subscript values 2 times of. So 1, 4 and 2. Just a technique to remember the formula I am telling you. Next you have the Simpson's three-eighth rule. Simpson's 3/8 rule. So I will be equal, because it is 3/8, so we will be getting 3 by 8 times of h. 3/8 rule. So 3h by 8 times of. You are going to write down y0 plus yn. This term will remain the same, y0 plus yn. Next value will be, it is 3 times of, you will be writing y1 plus y2 plus y4 plus y5 and so on, plus yn minus of 1, plus it is 2 times of y3 plus y6 plus so on, plus yn minus of 3. So this formula is called as the Simpson's 3/8 rule. So once again, if you try to see, because it is 3/8, you have got 3 by 8 times of h. You are getting the initial and final value. So y0 plus yn plus 3 times of this particular value. But if you try to see this last set here, it is 3, 6. So subscript values are multiples of 3. So we'll get 3, 6, y3, y6, y9, y12 and so on. So subscript values, if you try to see, they are multiples of 3. So leaving these multiples of 3, other numbers you can see. 1, 2, 3 will not be there. 4, 5, 6 will not be there. 7, 8, 9 will not be there. So in that way, you can just remember the formula. And y0 plus y1, it is 1 times of y0 plus y1 you are getting. Here, how many times? 3 times of this values you are getting. And here, it's 2 times of this particular value. So it is 1, 3 and this value 2 you are getting there. This 2 times of this particular value. Just technique to remember the formula. Then coming to the next formula, which is called as the Wedel's rule. Wedel's rule. So for Wedel's rule, the formula will be 3h by 10. 3h by 10 times of, you will be getting the value as y0 plus 5 times of y1 plus y2 plus 6 times of y3 plus y4 plus 5 times of y5 plus y6. So Wedel's rule is 3h by 10. Now the question is how to remember this formula. Very easy to remember the formula. If you try to observe the way the values are written, the values are from y0 to y6 and they are in order: y0, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 and y6. They are in an order. But if you try to see the values in which they are written, 1 times of y0, 5 times of y1, 1 times of y2, 6 times of y3, 1 times of y4, 5 times of y5, 1 times of y6. So you can see the coefficients are 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 5, 1. It is like an SMS number. 1, 5, 1, 6, 1, 5, 1. So this 1, 5, 1, 1, 5, 1 and 6. So these are the coefficients. So you have to get 1 times of y0, 5 times of y1, 1 times of y2, 6 times of y3, 1 times of y4, 5 times of y5, and 1 times of y6. So this is how you can just remember the code. If you can just remember 1516, 151, you can write down the formula very easily. So we can use these 3 set of formulas to evaluate the integral. I is equals to integral y times of dx. Now the question is, when can we use Simpson's 1/3 rule, Simpson's 3/8 rule, and Verrall's rule? That is based on the number of values of x over here. So based on the number of values of x, you can identify which formula to be used. So just I'll make a note over here. Suppose if n is a multiple of 2, then use Simpson's 1/3 rule. The number of values of x, if it is a multiple of 2, means n is a multiple of 2, then we have to use Simpson's 1/3 rule. Then suppose if n is a multiple of 3, then we can use Simpson's 3/8 rule. Then suppose if n is a multiple of 6, then we can use Verrall's rule. Right, when n is a multiple of 6, then you can use Verrall's rule. And even in the case of suppose when the value of n is equals to 6 or multiple of 6, all the 3 rules can be used. All the 3 rules can be used. So that means the third case, whenever n is a multiple of 6, you can use all the rules. You can use the Verrall's rule, you can use the Simpson's 1/3 rule, you can use Simpson's 3/8 rule. Whenever you have got the value of n to be 6 or it is a multiple of 6. Right? These are some important points that you have to remember whenever you are using the 3 rules. Evaluate integral 0 to 6 3x squared dx dividing the interval 0,6 into 6 equal parts by applying Simpson's 1/3 rule, Simpson's 3/8 rule, and Verrall's rule. So we need to apply all the rules and try to get the solution. So here values of x and y are not given, but the interval is given 0 to 6. So we'll first find out the value of h over here. So the value of h will be the value of h, the formula is final value minus the initial value divided by the number of values. So if you try to see the interval over here, the interval a comma b is nothing but 0 comma 6. So your value of a is 0, your value of b will be equals to 6. What is the value of n over here? You can see that you are dividing the interval into how many parts? 6 equal parts. Therefore the value of n is given as 6. So if you just plug in over here, b value you have 6 minus of 0 divided by n value is 6. So it is 6 by 6. Therefore you will be getting the value of h to be 1. So we have got the value of h over here. Now starting with the value of x, so we know that a value is your x naught value, therefore I'll try to write down the value of x and the value of y. Whenever you write the integral will be equals to integral a to b y into dx. Now compare this integral with this integral over here. So in place of y what you are having? 3x square, right? So therefore your value of y that is given over here is 3x square. So y value will be equals to 3x square. Now let us write down the values of x over here. So you have to start from this value 0. So 0, just go on adding for this 0 the value of h to get the next value of x. So 0 plus 1 will be 1. So 1 plus 1 will be 2. Again 2 plus 1 will be 3. 3 plus 1 will be 4. So 4 plus 1 will be 5. 5 plus 1 will be 6. So go on writing from 0 till you reach this value of 6. So every time you have to just go on adding this h value to get the next value of x. So we have got all the values of x. Now evaluate this value of y. So if I take x is equals to 0, what will be the value of y? So it is 3x square. So 3 times of 0 square will be 0 itself. Next we have x is equals to 1. So y is equals to 3 times of 1 square will be 3 itself. So you have got x is equals to 2. So y will be equals to 3 times of 2 whole square. So 2 square is 4. 4 times of 3 will be 12. So you got x is equals to 3. Y will be equals to 3 times of x square. So x value is 3. So 3 square. 3 square is 9. 9 times of 3 will be 27. Then you have x is equals to 4. You got y is equals to 3 times of x is 4. So 4 square. 4 square is 16. 16 times of 3 will be 48. Then when x is equals to 5, y value will be 3 into 5 square. So 5 square is 25. 25 times of 3 will be 75. Then you have x is equals to 6. Y will be 3 times of 6 square. So 6 square will be 36. So 36 is multiplied by 3. So we'll be getting 108. So just if you write down all the values of y here. So for 0 you have got 0. For 1 you have got 3. Then you have got 12. Then you have got 27. Then 48. Then 75. Then 108. So you can see that these are the values that you have got. So x0 values are known and y values are known. So this corresponds to your x0 value, x1 value, x2 value, x3 value, x4 value, x5 value and x6 values. What are these values? y0 value, y1 value, y2 value, y3 value, y4 value, y5 value and y6 values. So all the values are known over here. Now we have to use all these 3 rules. Simpson's 1/3 rule, Simpson's 3/8 rule and Verrall's rule. Simpson's 1/3 rule. So we have the formula I is equals to h by 3 times of, it is initial value plus final value, but here the values of y are only from y0 to y6. So if you can remember the formula that I told you, the code that you have to remember for the Simpson's 1/3 rule is 1 times of initial and final value, 4 times of your odd values, then 2 times of the even values. So you have to write initial value y0, what is the final value? y6. Then you have to write 4 times of, you have to write down the odd subscript values. So y1 plus y3 plus y5, odd subscript values, y1 plus y3 plus y5, plus what you have, it is 2 times of. You have to write down the even subscript values, y2 plus y4 plus y6 I have already written, you cannot repeat the same value. So up to y4 you have to write. So this is the formula. So you know all the values, alright, and h value is also known. You need to just plug in the values. So h value is 1, so 1 by 3 into, what is y0 value you have got? y0 value is 0. y6 value is 108 plus 4 times of, y1 value is 3 plus y3 value is 27, y5 value is 75 plus 2 times of, y2 value is 12 plus y4 value is 48. You can just use the calculator and evaluate this one. You can just see I just typed only the numerator value there. So all the values will be getting over here. So if you press equals to sign, that is again 1 by 3 is there, so just divide that by 3 and see the value that you will be getting. So I've got the value as 216. Just check, are you getting the same value? You will be getting 216. Simpson's 1/3 rule, I have got the solution to be 216. Now go for the next rule, which is Simpson's 3/8 rule. Simpson's 3/8 rule. So I will be equals to 3/8 rule, therefore 3h by 8 you will be getting. So how to write the formula? You have to write the initial and final value. Y0 plus yn. Here yn value, final value is y6. The coefficients will be 1 times of initial and final value, 3 times and 2 times. So as I told you, here you have to write down non-multiples of 3. So it is y1 plus y2. y3, the subscript is a multiple of 3. You have to leave y3 there. Then you write y4 and you write y5. y6 value already written there, you cannot write there. Plus this is 3 times of this particular, and this is 2 times of. What you have to write down the multiples of 3, right, starting with y3 onwards. So y3 plus next multiple of 3 will be y6. 6 I have already taken, I cannot take that value. This is how you can write down. So here it is 2 times of this subscript value should be a multiple of 3. So y3 and y6 are possible. y6 I have already written, therefore I have written only y3. And remaining values you have to write here. y1, y2, y4 and y5. So this is how you can remember the formula. So it is 3 times of h value is 1 divided by 8 times 0. y6 value is 108 plus it is 3 times of y1 value is 3 plus y2 value is 12 plus y4 value is 48 plus y5 value is 75 plus 2 times of y3 value is 27. Alright, you can just use the calculator and evaluate its value. You can just see I have typed all the values. It is 3 by 8 times of 108 plus 3 into, I have just typed the values as it is. 3 plus 12 plus 48, then plus 75 plus it is 2 times of 27. So if you just try to observe, it is 216. So you can see that using the Simpson's 1/3 rule also I have got 216. Using Simpson's 3/8 rule also I have got 216. Now let us go for the Weddell's rule. So Weddell's rule, the formula will be equals to, it is 3h by 10. So what is the rule that you have to remember? The technique. So the technique is 1 5 1 6 1 5 1. This is how you have to write. So it should be an order starting from y0 to y6. So 1 times of y0 plus 5 times of y1 plus 1 times of y2 plus 6 times of y3 plus 1 times of y4 plus 5 times of y5 plus 1 times of y6. So this is how you can just use the technique to remember the formula. So this is the Weddell's rule. You know all the values, just plug in the values. 3 into h value will be 1 divided by 10 into, just plug in the values. So y0 value is 0, then 5 times of y1 value is 3 plus y2 value is 12 plus 6 times of y3 value is 27 plus y4 value is 48, then 5 times of y5 value is 75 plus 108. You can just see I have typed the values there. 3 by 10 into, it is 15 plus 12 plus 6 times of 27 plus 48 plus 5 times of 75 plus 108. So if you try to observe, once again you are getting 216. So which means for all 3 formulas the solution is the same. So the reason why I am using all this 3 rules, it was asked in the question, that is one reason. Another reason is that how is that you are possible to use all the 3? What is the value of n you have got here in the question? N value is 6. So I given you a note, whenever you have n is equals to 6 or multiples of 6, all the three rules can be used over here. That is the reason why we were able to use all the three rules, because the value of n, which is 6, or a multiple of 6, for that these three rules can be used. Evaluate integral 0 to 1 dx by 1 plus x square by using Simpson's 1/3 rule, taking 4 equal strips, and hence deduce an approximate value of pi. So there are two questions over here. One is we have to evaluate this integral. The second part is we have to find out the approximate value of pi, and you have to use the Simpson's 1/3 rule. So first we need to find out the values of x and y. So for that, what is the interval given over here? So the interval AB, which is there, is given from 0 to 1. So this interval has to be divided into how many parts? 4 equal parts. So first we need to find out the value of h. So 4 equal parts means n value is given as how much? N is given as 4. And you see that is this 4 a multiple of 2? Because it is a multiple of 2, you can use Simpson's 1/3 rule. So h value will be b minus of a divided by n. So your b value is how much? 1. A value is how much? 0. Divided by n value is how much? 4. So it is 1 by 4. So the value of h will be 1 by 4. So 1 by 4 in terms of decimal, you can write it as 0.25. So you have got the value of h to be equals to 0.25. So your values of x will be, so x value starts from 0 onwards. 0. So just go on adding the value of h over here. So 0 plus 0.25 will be 0.25. 0.25 plus 0.25 will be 0.50. 0.5 plus 0.25 will be 0.75. 0.75 plus 0.5 will be how much? It will be 1. So you can see that you have started with 0 and ending it 1. And corresponding value of y, you have the value of I to be equals to, it is integral of 1 by 1 plus x square into dx. So dx by 1 plus x square is there. You can write 1 by 1 plus x square into dx, which is given in the equation. So this will be your value of y. Y value will be 1 by 1 plus x square, because the integral is integral of y into dx. So your value of y will be how much? 1 by 1 plus x square. So your value of y will be 1 by 1 plus x square. So you have to evaluate it. So for x is equals to 0, what will be the value of y over here? It is 1 by 1 plus 0 square will be 0. So just 1 will be getting. So x will be 0.25. Y will be how much? 1 by 1 plus 0.25 whole square. So you can just see I have typed the value and just plus equals to sign there to get it, or in terms of the decimal you will be getting this particular value. So it will be 0.9412, approximate to 4 decimal place. Then when x is 0.5, y value will be equals to, it is 1 by 1 plus 0.5 whole square. Once again, you have to just replace the 0.25 by 0.5 and see what is the required solution you will be getting. So in terms of the decimal, you will be getting the value as 0.8. Then when x is 0.75, you will be getting y to be equals to 1 by 1 plus 0.75 whole square. Just check it. Use the same. Are you getting 0.64? Just check it. 0.64. When x is 1 there. So when x is 1, the next value of x is 1. So 1 y by, when x is 1, y will be equals to 1 by 1 plus 1 square. So 1 by 1 plus 1 will be 2. So 1 by 2 will be how much? 0.5. So you can just write down the values over here. First value of y will be 0. The next value will be 0.9412. Next value will be 0.8. The next value will be 0.64. The next value will be 0.5. So you got the values of x and y. So this value, the first value corresponds to x0, next value will be x1, next value will be x2, next value will be x3, and this will be x4. And these values will be y0, this will be y1, this will be y2, and this value will be y3, and this value will be y4. So x and y values have been obtained. Now we can go for the Simpson's 1/3 rule. Simpson's 1/3 rule. So I will be equals to h by 3 times of initial and final value. y0 is the initial value. What is the final value? y4 plus it is 4 times of odd values you write y1 plus y3 plus 2 times of even value y2 plus y4 I have already written, so only up to y2 here to write. It will be equals to h value is known, which is 0.25 divided by 3 into y0 value is 0. What is y4 value? 0.5. Just observe the table there. Plus 4 times of y1 value is 0.9412 plus y3 value is 0.64 plus 2 times of y2 value will be 0.8. Your y0 value is 1 here. Similarly, your y0 value will be 1. So it's 0.25 divided by, it is 0.25 divided by 3, and other values I have just typed in. You can just verify the values there. So can you see how much you're getting? So you're getting 0.7854. So you can write down that particular value, 0.7854. So that's the value of I you have got. So therefore, what value have I evaluated? I value is nothing but your integral of dx by 1 plus x square. The range was from 0 to 1, so its value have evaluated as 0.7854. So the required solution has been obtained. Further, he has given in the question, hence deduce an approximate value of pi. So pi value has to be calculated using this integral. So to find the value of pi, so we have, it is integral of 0 to 1, it is dx by 1 plus x square. So I will use the normal integration over here. What is the integral of 1 by 1 plus x square? Is it not tan inverse of x? Your standard formula. So you can write this as tan inverse of x. And what are the limit values for x? X values are ranging from 0 to 1. So apply the upper limit value, you will be getting tan inverse of 1. Upper limit value for x will be 1 minus tan inverse of lower limit value for x will be 0. You have got tan inverse of 1 will be how much? 45 degree. Pi by 4 minus tan inverse of 0 will be 0. Integral 0 to 1 dx by 1 plus x square. Its value is nothing but pi by 4. Right? But what is the value of this integral? Using Simpson's 1/3 rule, value of the integral is 0.7854. So if you are taking this as equation number 1, using this result, you can write over here the value to be 0.7854 is equals to this pi by 4. So I am just using equation number 1 result. So using this result, I have obtained the value. So further, you can just cross multiply this. This cross multiply 4 on the other side will be getting 0.7854 into 4 is equals to pi, or pi will be equals to, just multiply and see what is the value you will be getting. Are you getting the value as 3.1416 if you multiply? So is it not this pi value also 3.1416? So which means we have verified the solution, and the question was to find out the value of y, and we have got the value of y. Next question is evaluate integral 0 to 1 dx by 1 plus x taking 7 ordinates by applying Simpson's 3/8 rule. Hence deduce the value of log 2 to the base e. So here he is asking 7 ordinates. That means 7 values of x. If 7 values of x are there, how many equal intervals will be getting? We will be getting 6 equal intervals, which means 7 values of x. So you are having the value starting from x0, x1, x2, x3, x4, x5, 6. 7 values are there. How many equal intervals are there? So this is one interval. x0 to x1 is one interval. x1 to x2 is second interval. x2 to x3 is third. x3 to x4 4. x4 to x5 is 5. x5 to x6 is 6. So total how many values are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That means 7 ordinates. Ordinates over here are nothing but the values of x. So 7 values of x are there. But how many equal parts are there? 6 equal parts are there. So here this 6 equal parts will represent your value of n. How to find out h value? So a and b, a value, there is range that is given is 0, 1. Those are the intervals 0, 1. So n value is known, n value is 6. Therefore the value of h will be b minus a divided by n. So b value is 1 minus a value is 0 divided by n value is 6. So you'll be getting the value as 1 by 6. So 1 by 6 will be equals to this 0.1667. Because it is a recurring decimal, you can write the value as 0.1667, or it is better you write 1 by 6 because you are approximating, you might not be able to reach that value of 1 there. So it is better you just take 1 by 6 itself. That will be easy for us to find out the value of x. So x values, initial value of x is starting from 0. So each and every time you have to just go on adding 1 by 6. So 0 plus 1 by 6 will be 1 by 6. 1 by 6 plus 1 by 6 will be 2 by 6. 2 by 6 plus 1 by 6 will be 3 by 6. 3 by 6 plus 1 by 6 will be 4 by 6. 4 by 6 plus 1 by 6 will be 5 by 6. 5 by 6 plus 1 by 6 will be 6 by 6. Alright, 6 by 6, but 6 by 6 is 1. So if you take 1 by 6, you will be getting exact 1. But if you take this approximate value, you might not reach 1. Therefore, you can ignore that value. So y value, what is the value of y over here? You can just check. It is integral dx by 1 plus x. So your value of y will be what? 1 by 1 plus x. It is 1 by 1 plus x. Evaluate this value. So x value when it is 0, y value will be 1 by 1 plus 0. So its value is 1. So when x is 1 by 6, you will be getting 6 plus 1 will be 7 by 6, or 6 by 7 you get. When x is equals to 2 by 6, alright, when x is 2 by 6, or 2 by 6 can be written as 1 by 3. You just cancel out this one. So what will be the value of y? Y value over here is 1 by 1 plus x value will be 1 by 3. So if you take the LCM as 3, so 3 times of 1 will be 3. So 3 plus 1. So it is 1 by 4 by 3. Or if you take the reciprocal, it becomes 3 by 4. Then x will be equals to 2 by 6. Next it is 3 by 6. So it is 3 1 times, 3 2 times. So 1 by 2 you get. Just cancelling out. So the value of y will be how much? 1 by 1 plus x. 1 by 1 plus x value will be 1 by 2. So you can take the LCM over here as 2. So 2 plus 2 into 1 will be 2 plus 1. It is 1 by 3 by 2. So 1 by 3 by 2, if you take the reciprocal, it becomes 2 by 3. Right? X is equals to 4 by 6. So 2 times 2, 3 times. It is 2 by 3. So the value of y will be 1 by 1 plus x. 1 by 1 plus x value is 2 by 3. So it is 1 by, you can take the LCM as 3. So 3 times of 1 will be 3 plus 2. Is 1 by 3 plus 2 will be 5. So 5 by 3. So 1 by 5 by 3 reciprocal if you take, it becomes 3 by 5. Next value of x is what? After 4 by 5 it is 5. 4 by 6. Next value, x value is 5 by 6. So 5 by 6 you can keep it as it is. Y will be equals to 1 by 1 plus x. X value is how much? X value is 5 by 6. So 1 by, LCM is 6 over there. So 6 times of 1 will be 6 plus 5. So 1 by, it becomes 11 by 6. 1 by 11 by 6 will be how much? 6 by 11. Next value of x is 6 by 6, which is 1. So y value will be 1 by 1 plus x. X value is 2. So we'll be getting 1 by 2. So you got all the values over here. You need to just plug in the values here. So the first value is 1. The next value is 6 by 7. The next value is 3 by 4. Next 2 by 3. Next value is 3 by 5. And 3 by 5, 6 by 11 and 1 by 2. Just observe the values what I have written. So we have got the table over here for values of x and y. So this corresponds to your x0 value. This will be your x1 value. This will be your x2 value. This will be your x3 value, x4 value, x5 value and x6 values. Corresponding value of y will be y0, y1, y2, y3, y4, y5 and y6. Alright, so let us try to plug in this in Simpson's 3/8 rule. Simpson's 3/8 rule. So I will be equals to 3h by 8 times of, as I told you, initial and final value y0 plus y6 plus, you have to write 3 times of, when you are writing y values it should be a non-multiple of 3, y1 plus y2, y3 you are not going to write, you are writing y4 and y5. Subscript should be non-multiple of 3. Next value plus 2 times of, now we will be writing multiples of 3, that means starting with y3. Next value will be y6, but y6 have already written over here, I cannot write. Now since you know all the values, you can just plug in 3 into h value will be 1 by 6. So 1 by 6 whole divided by 8. y0 value is 1 plus y6 value will be 1 by 2 plus 3 into y1 value is 6 by 7, y2 value is 3 by 4, y4 value is 3 by 5, y5 value is 6 by 11 plus 2 times of y3 value is 2 by 3. We just use the calculator and evaluate this value. If you want, you can just cancel out this one, 3 1 times, 3 2 times. So 1 by, so 8 times of 2 will become 16. So 1 by 16 times of, you can evaluate. Just observe the values over here. It is 1 by 16 times of. So 8 times of 2, 16 I have multiplied. It is 1 plus 1 by 2 I have written it as 0.5 plus 3 times of. You got 6 by 7 plus 3 by 4 plus 3 by 5. It is plus, it is 6 by 11. 6 by 11 plus you have 2 times of 2 by 3, right? I just typed in all the values. Just like it is 0.69319, or you can approximate and write the value to be equals to 0.6932. So that's the value of I you have got. But further he is asking us to evaluate the value of log of 2 to the base e. So therefore, to find out log 2 value, so we'll use the integral value over here. So this I represents your integral value, integral of dx by 1 plus x. Limit values are from 0 to 1. So I value is this integral. So integral 0 to 1 dx by 1 plus x, it is normal integration. If you try to use normal integration, it is in the form of dx by x form. Dx by x is log x form, so log of 1 plus x will be getting. And limit values will be how much? Limit values will be from 0 to 1. So apply the upper and lower limit values, will be getting log of x value is 1, so 1 plus 1 minus log of lower limit value for x will be 0, so 1 plus 0. So you get log of 1 plus 1 will be 2 minus log of 1, right? If this is log 2 as it is, log of 1 will be equals to 0. And here you have got this integral value. What is this I value? This I value that you have got is nothing but your integral of dx by 1 plus x. Limit values will be 0 to 1. So I represents your integral that you have evaluated. So what is this integral value you have got? 0.6932. So can I replace this integral as 0.6932 using this result? So integral value will become 0.6932. So this represents your log 2. So log 2 will be equals to 0.6932, and this is to the base e. So I have got the value of log. Because it is to the base e, you have to use ln of 2. So ln of 2, can you see 0.6932? You can verify from the calculator. So using calculator also you are getting the same result, and using this method also you are getting the same result. That means our solution is correct. So that's all I have for today. Thank you.